The underquilt was like, wow, just amazing, dude. I've been hammock camping for only for a couple years now. A friend of mine, there I go again. Someone that I follow on the interwebs. The wind blows underneath you and that robs you of all the heat.
I'm not a professional videographer type dude. I just do this in my spare time. I appreciate you watching. And okay, coffee's done. And it's time. All right, gang, I'm here. So there's a lake. It's late season camping, so there's no services or nothing, but that's fine. Nobody's gonna be around. So that's the fire ring that I have to use because I'm in the national forest and I'm camping on their campground, which is in the wide open, and you can see the ground is soaking wet. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's raining. I gotta get a fire started, which I don't know, that's probably a minor problem. And then I got to try to set up accommodations for the night, which I was thinking about using that tree and that tree. So we'll see. I'm gonna use this tree right here, and I'm gonna hang the gray tarp, or what was the gray tarp, which is now the spray painted camouflage tarp. I'm gonna hang it over the fire there, mostly over the fire, so that way it's not raining on the fire. Task at hand, I gotta get a ridge pole up over there so that I can tie off the tarp over the fire pit and get some food cooked. It should be good because I have this with me. This roll of twine. This is the best fire starter. Just take a little bit of this off of here and unravel it, which basically is just twisting it in the opposite direction that they twisted it together. Little rat's nest of that. Mix that in. And I found if you take the twine and you cut it into about a 1 to 2 inch or 3 inch, whatever you're comfortable with, strip, that it comes apart easier than if you have a whole long piece of it. If you want the fine
individual strands because that's what's going to catch your spark. Put that together with my tinder. That was a long haul. Mr. Wallace would say, time for a step 2. And I would agree. An arrogant bastard. The beer. Not me. I mean, you know, depending on how you look at it. Well, I've yet to put up the hammock, but it's been a long day. Protected from the rain for the time being. But I suspect it'll get colder before the night is done. I need a stick. Oh, wait a minute. There was a stick. Now that is a nice roaring fire. I was gonna set up the hammock, stay in the hammock, but it started torrentially downpouring after I got the fire going and got this tarp up for the fire to make sure that you know, all the wood wasn't wet. I have all the wood like leaned up against the side of the fire drying off now. I don't know if I should attempt setting up the hammock. I have to set up the tarp. Could do it in the dark. I know I'd be much more comfortable than sleeping in the Jeep, but setting up in the rain in the dark, again, after I already set up in the rain, I'm going to finish this beer and then I will formulate an answer and or a plan. But I don't have enough lights to film me setting up the hammock, so that's a problem for another time. Alright, so it's high time I started cooking dinner. So I put some avocado oil into this. It's a vodka nipper, right? You get them at the store. You go to the store and they're 99 cents for, you know, a little, I guess it's like a shot, an ounce or whatever of vodka. I repurposed it, and I put avocado oil in it because I like to use avocado oil when I cook. And we're going to be cooking these guys. Little Potato Company. I like these. Take the plastic off. I'm going to put it in my pocket so it doesn't get away from me. I got garbage bags in the truck. Well, you know, shopping bags. Okay, so it comes in its own handy little aluminum pack. So, the instructions say that it is indeed grill ready. They want you to save the packet of seasoning, put the seasoning packet aside. And then you take the oil, and you coat the papas, the potatoes, with the oil. Then you shake them around to make sure that everybody gets coated. And you can see they're all nice and shiny. So they're all getting coated in that avocado oil. So we're going to take this, put that on the fire. Alrighty. Still got some avocado oil left in here. We're going to set that aside for the moment. So, I was trying out this new stove, camp cook stove. I got these guys here. This is Stansport. And so tonight I'm going to be using that to cook this. This is a pork steak. And this is my cast iron frying pan. So I'm going to put that up there like that. It has a little gas canister that screws into it. And then you turn it on. I've got my cook kit. This is my trusty Walmart Ozark Trails. Put some goodies in here with my tongs. You can't see them, can you? Yeah, my tongs. So I can flip the little steak over. I got some seasonings in here. So for after it comes off, I brought along the, this is a steak sauce. It's a pork steak, but you know, this is, pork steak, beef steak, you know, this is ghost pepper steak sauce. So that should be fun. Torture myself with that. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan there, sizzling away. Ooh, look at that steak. Look at that. Ooh. I used a bag for, okay. Pork steak. There's a little pig on there. This is like full transparency, just so you guys know. I was setting up the hammock, and, or I was about to set up the hammock, and I was frustrated because it started downpouring again. All of the camping areas out here where I came to were all closed except for this one, and I found this one an hour later than I really wanted to start setting up. I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. But you know, I suffered through the rain all day while I was going to the waterfalls and recording the waterfalls, and tried to put on my best happy face for it. and I was frustrated about that. It was sunny and warm prior to me arriving here, and then I arrive here and immediately the temperature drops 30 degrees and well, I mean, you know, it starts raining, gets all cloudy. So, and when it started downpouring as I went to go set up the hammock, or I was thinking about setting up the hammock, and the thought crossed my mind of just getting in the Jeep, just calling it quits and just driving home. I'm just gonna say that I'm human and I got it done. I gotta change my socks, my feet are cold. My feet are wet, it's been raining all day. I fear I brought the wrong size pan for the steak. It's hanging out. Got all the wood lined up around the fire. Really wish the fire was throwing more heat towards me. But just the front of me is warm, like my knees. All right, well, you missed it, but I fell again. Is that what I'm gonna be known for? Oh, you know, that guy who falls all the fucking time. I'm so pissed. I knocked over the potatoes. Fortunately, I was able to save some. So potatoes and pork steak. I was changing my shoes. I screwed up my stove. I fell on it and it like knocked over and spilled my beer. Fortunately, that didn't have anything in it. So, you know, there's that. You missed me falling, so, you know, there's that. I know you guys so love to watch me fall. The highlight of your YouTube experience. Anyways, powering through. Potato. And there's a bunch of them on the ground over there. Notice I changed. So cold. I think I showed it. This site is on top of a hill, looking down, and you can see the lake. I mean, the view is beautiful. The problem is that you're right in the wind. So I got the fire here, but the wind's blowing the heat that way, away from me, which is, you know, always great. I don't know if these potatoes are like nationwide, this little potato company thing. These potatoes are really good. Tip, when you're doing the potatoes inside of the little pan and you're cooking them, let them cook for a little while, and then I will like season them. I was more than an hour in. Potatoes are easy. You just put a little water, just the slightest amount, in the bottom of the potatoes, and then cover them, like let the water boil off. Be careful you don't burn the shit out of your finger though, as I did when you open the aluminum foil on top of them to check to see if the potatoes are cooking at all. Yeah, I guess it steamed them, but I put a little bit of water in there. That did the trick. It helped them right along. They were not getting done. So, but you missed me falling on my butt. I tried really hard to catch it and not fall. I think I was like on one leg of the 3-leg stool as I was falling, and I was like adjusting my weight, trying to make it so I wouldn't fall, but I was already like half over. I was only adjusting the direction that I was gonna fall in. Nothing seems to ever go my way. There's always some flippin' snafu. The ham steak's pretty good. Melinda's ghost pepper. I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I'll likely be right back into it a second after I'm cursing myself. Oh. It's like A1 steak sauce with like a ghost pepper like after bite. Yeah, it's like an after bite. Initially, you taste that A1 steak sauce. And then right after the A1 steak sauce disappears, it's like bam, fire. And then the fire just doesn't go away for a little bit. I'm gonna finish eating this. I'll see you in the hammock, and then brah, because it's chilly out here. So I'm ready to get into bed, and I don't anticipate any action. I've got the Sasquatch repellent hanging up, aimed at the hammock setup, so don't expect that. I haven't really heard any out of the ordinary like sounds and animal critters, you know what I mean? Right before sunset, there was some kind of a bird chattering away. Don't know what it was, but I haven't heard anything since, so I'm gonna go with we're cool, and I'm gonna get this area all policed up so I don't have to worry about any nighttime visitors coming in and you know, looking for a free meal and doing yada yada, and then I will see you in the hammock. Well, good morning. I was gonna do the traditional My Ugly Mug in the hammock. Good morning. I took the phone out and went to record, and I didn't have this phone out. This is my second phone. It's still raining. It lit up for a little bit last night in the middle of the night, and then got super cold. And then I saw the moon, like it lit up everything. Everything was lit up like there was a street light. It is super dead quiet out here. Good morning. Proper good morning. Yeah, I had to change the hat. It appears to have, I don't want to jinx it, but appears to have let up on the rain, so gotta try and I'm gonna get the hammock broken down. The underquilt was like, wow, just amazing, dude. I've been hammock camping only for a couple years now. A friend of mine, there I go again. Someone that I follow on the interwebs suggested it. It was like I did this and we'll never go back. And so, you know, obviously I clicked on it and checked it out. And I want to say it was Blackie Thomas. I'm not positive. But if you haven't checked him out, check him out. He's got a lot of great tips and stuff. He's an OG Southern guy. And he has a lot of great tips, you know, that could be applied towards, you know, hunting and stealth camping and what he does and how he handles it and approaches it. Which is kind of, you know, similar to the way that I learned it. Of course, it wasn't stealth camping when I learned it. That wasn't the fancy term for it. It was just camping. But yeah, he has a really good channel, and he does a lot of great tips. And I've gotten a lot of great tips from him. So let's check out that underquilt that I got. Said it worked great. Previous to the underquilt, the way that I always handled it is I would put it's one of those duck blind things made out of burlap. I would put that underneath the sleeping bag and or a blanket underneath the sleeping bag. And because what happens is the wind blows underneath you when you're in the hammock. If you don't know, robs you of all the heat. Much like when you sleep in the tent, you put something underneath you pad, your ground pad, and then that basically kind of shields the bottom of the sleeping bag from the wind blowing underneath you. All right, so don't mind me if you can't see my face because I'm explaining and I'm holding coffee. This here is my underquilt that I got. It's got a little latch on the top up here, so you can latch it over you, but you put the hammock inside of it, and then your sleeping bag inside of it, and your sleeping pad probably underneath if you so desire. I didn't use one last night just because I didn't want to blow it up and then have to put it back away. So, but it just latches on either side. It has a strap, much like your hammock does. It latches up onto either side. You can pull it closed. I was actually thinking about seeing if I could get some Velcro, put some little Velcro stickies on here, and then that way I could Velcro it up and it'd be like almost like a third sleeping bag if you had one. So, but it's a total game changer for the winter camping. I'm gonna enjoy. So. Okay, coffee's done and it's time to wrap up. So, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you think I'm worth it. I'm going through a growing stage. I'm not a professional. I just do this in my spare time. I appreciate you watching. Let's wrap this up.
I'm losing my mind in this ghost town.